situation, just going five per quarter will make the game maybe have a little bit more flow to it, like we've seen at the, women's collegiate level. And so I think that we actually played in our summer league last summer and played under those rules over in Madison. And even going back, summer basketball can be pretty clunky at times. But I thought that actually helped clean some of that stuff up. And so what I've seen so far from preseason games on the boys' side, I've watched 3 or 4 games. My brother's fortunate enough to be coaching the Nokomis boys this year for the first time, so I watched them a few times, and then also varying levels of girls throughout the state, and so I think that's going to help that. And the inbound situation, moving the ball, I don't think that's going to change a whole lot once people understand where the ball is going to be put in bounds in certain places. If you're going to advance it to call a timeout and you want it on the side or you want it on the end line, you're going to have to understand exactly where those division lines are going to be. And so I don't think there's a ton there. But I certainly think the foul situation will maybe have a little bit more flow to the game.
The tip-off tourney in Lee this weekend, and so that was kind of our first time seeing that. It was different for sure. Like end of the game strategy is a little bit different. With having a smaller team though, it definitely affected us. Like I can't have my girls getting into foul trouble, and some of them are pretty handsy. So that's a learning curve for some of my younger ones. But I know for our boys, they went into double overtime. Brian Gauze coaching them, and the new foul rule definitely got them in a little bit of trouble at the very end of the game because they only went in to the last 1 minute with like 2 fouls. And so they had to foul a bunch to get to that point where they put, I think they were playing Lee on the foul line to stop the clock. So that definitely it changed a little bit for strategy, but I think it'll be a learning curve for all of us.
Personally, in Dexter, Maine, we probably have a shot clock violation every time we touched it. But no, I think if you're going to do that, then you have to start at the younger levels, so that kids learn how to play the game. It would be better for the game. There's no question about it. There are many states that have gone to the shot clock, but younger kids are going to have to learn to play at a different pace than, if you don't let kids play that way when they're younger, and then you expect them to get to the, either the middle school or the high school level, then that would be a culture shock for them. And so I think it needs to be if you're going to do it at the statewide level, then it needs to trickle down to the lower level, so kids are learning to play.
I like that aspect of the game. That's how it's been, for a long time. But I've been coaching my kids not to foul for 2 years, yet they still cannot keep their arms and hands inside the vehicle. I think we probably average as many fouls as we do points. This weekend, we only got in the bonus, I want to say once in 8 quarters, which for us is very good. So I do think that rule change helps us a little bit, internally, but that doesn't mean I want to, play to it or play that way. There's certainly ways to keep your hands off and things like that. So anyway,
it's going to bite us a little bit this year at times, but I don't mind it. We're more than willing to adapt to whatever new rules come into play, and I'm all for trying to better the game. So if that's what it's going to take, I'm good with it. But yeah, I think it's going to bite us a little bit once in a while because we do get a little handsy at times. But we had 2 games this weekend. I think we hit the double bonus once, or the bonus, I guess now, one time as well. So, but I'm sure there's going to be moments where I'm hating the rule too.
But I mean, there's still going to be the flow of a basketball game, and I mean, these high school kids are going to quickly adapt, hopefully. Selfishly for our program, we kind of struggled from the line last year overall. So a double bonus, at least you have a chance at hopefully getting a point rather than shooting the front end of a 1-on-1 and coming up short. So that potentially could help us. Now we have a chance there. We're very big. We're strong this year. Most teams on our schedule, I feel like, as if we're going to be the more aggressor team, where that could help us offensively when we're attacking the rim. We could be the ones getting to the line, On the other side of things, defensively, we're going to be playing up tempo, in your face, passing lanes, trapping. So that could change what we want to do. And again, that's why we play a strong regular season, and
Love a
we'll
shot
adapt.
clock, but we also like to play a more up tempo, faster pace. I think it would be good for, as a coach, for instance, as myself, I would like to have certain scenarios and situations ready to go for end of shot clock. If we're trying to run it down in the fourth quarter because we've got a lead, we'd have certain sets we could go to. I just think it would be really fun to kind of coach with a shot clock.